You need to exit an environment in your life for you to get to that place you are going to. The reason why you see some people in a particular place for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years is because of fear of unknown. I understand what I was looking for. I understand what God has for me. And I understand the process I'm going to go through. Money is a process. Common sense does not apply to business. It is principle. Some things in finances doesn't respond to prayer, because in business, let me tell you this, in business, there are cycles in business.
At what point in your life did you realize or come to realization that something needs to change as regards your life financially?
I think that should be 2016 or 2017. Yeah, that should be 2017.
So what steps did you take at that point that has changed in a way to change the trajectory of your life?
Let me just break it down. Let me explain what actually happened this year. I was actually working in a place, and as at this year I was talking about, I was earning, I think, 15,000 naira.
Okay.
That was 2017. I was earning 15,000 naira. So after a few months of working in that place and all, before I proceed, this 15,000 naira I was earning then was a big money, was a huge money to me back then when I started. When I picked the job, it was a very huge money to me. So I started the job and I was working, and after a few months, I just discovered that no, this is not what I'm actually looking for. So in my discovery of this is not what I'm looking for, I said I'll need to leave this thing. I discussed with my boss and I told her that, I want to leave this job and all. She said, what's happening, and all sort of things like that. I said I want to further my education. Then I was having OND. So I resigned the job, though the woman was trying to manipulate me, and she's going to increase my salary to 20,000 and all sort of things like that. But I said no, this is not what I wanted. So I resigned from the job and I started looking for better offer. And believe me honestly, though it took me 4 months, but the better offer I got was 4 times better than what I was earning before. I got a job of over 70,000 naira after resigning from that place. So, it was then I realized that you need to exit an environment in your life for you to get to that place you are going to. So this idea I already have in me, has been my drive ever since then. Even when I was about to leave that job as well, it's not that I have something else I want to start or I want to pick, but I just realized that this thing is not enough for me anymore. I'm way more than this, so let me just move forward. So I think I answered the question.
Yeah. Even the funniest thing is what you just said, the story you just shared now, right? A few minutes ago, before I came here, I was on Twitter, right? And somebody said, I had to quit a job and I had no backup. This is more like it's similar to your own story right now. Like you quit a job without a backup. Like you didn't have a promise somewhere, there was no job somewhere. All you knew was that I just cannot do this job again.
Of course.
Right? I just cannot do this topic. It's not just for me. Maybe it could be drain for some people. It's financial. Some financial reasons. Some could be mental reasons, right?
Of course.
So this in a way just got me thinking. For you were tired of what you were earning.
Of course, I was desperately tired. Let me put it like that.
And aside desperation, right? Was it the finance that was making you tired, or the fact that you do not enjoy what you were doing?
It is actually the two.
Right?
Because where I was working, the role was way much than what I was earning.
Wait, were you teaching?
I was not teaching. I was working in a restaurant.
Okay. 1 day off, I guess, right?
Do you understand?
Right.
So the only thing I enjoyed in the work was that I didn't go to work on Sunday. My own off day is on Sunday.
Right.
That was the only thing that kept me for that month in that place, because they gave me that Sunday to to do anything I like. So they don't even bother me on Sunday. And that is to tell you that I can't actually take any job that is going to take my Sunday, because I cherish my Sunday a lot. So the only thing I enjoy while I was doing that job was that my off day was on Sunday. The rest, I would go to work 2 o'clock. When I'm in the afternoon shift, I'll go to work 2 o'clock and get back home by 10, 11. Do you understand? Things like that. And how much am I earning? There was a day I was coming from Ring Road to Oduano, because I was staying in Oduano then. So I was coming from Ring Road, and I was coming around 11 o'clock, and I was thinking my parents will be at home thinking their boy is in a safe place. But this is me walking, because I didn't have anything on me, and I have to trek from that Ring Road to Oduano around 11 o'clock. If anything should happen to me, because of how much? 15,000 naira. So I just think I was tired of the environment, and I was tired of the amount I was earning. So these two things, made me lose interest.
Right. And for like 4 months, you did have a job, just like you said, and you had a job later on.
Yeah,
Like that was 4 months after.
4 months after, though I had some job, but the moment there was even this job I started 2 weeks after. I said, this is not what I'm looking for. The pay was 25,000 naira. I said, no, this is not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is way better than this. And I had to resign again after 2 weeks.
You resigned after 2 weeks?
Yes.
Let me ask, in terms of what you were looking for, was it the financial aspect or fulfillment in the job? Because there are times, right, some people will say, I want this job because it's my dream job. So some people are in a job because it's their dream job. Some people are in a job, they don't have money, they don't have passion for the job, but since it's paying well, they are there. They will. So for you, was it the financial aspect, or was it the fact that I don't have passion for it? Because of course you've already established that you were desperate to leave because of fulfillment for this part, right? For the very first 50,000 naira job, and also for your security. But that 2 weeks on to that, you say, this is not what I'm looking for. Was it the financial aspect, or was it the fulfillment aspect of the job?
It was actually because of three things.
Okay.
Number one is the flexibility. Number two is the fulfillment. And number three is still the pay. I've discussed this thing with many of my guys, and let me just put it like that, many of my guys. The reason why you see some people in a particular place for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years is because of fear of unknown. They don't know what tomorrow holds for them. And if we can only break out from this shell, to be honest, there is still more on the other side for us. You will see some people working in Suma. I don't know if you know Suma. You'll see some people working in Suma. Right from
what is Suma? Because for our international
Suma is this factory where we have all these Lebanese.
Okay.
This factory around Oluyole, where a lot of Nigerian youths, they work. And how much are they earning? They are just earning it doesn't what it is, a factory work basically.
Okay.
So you'll see some people working there for 10 years, working there for 20 years. It's not because they are not tired of the job. It's not because they are not tired of the pay. But they are actually tired of the job, they are tired of the pay, but they can't just leave it because they believe something is still coming. And the moment you are on something is still coming. To be honest, you might not break through in life. To be honest, I'm using my own story to tell you this. To be honest, you might not break through in life. I left that job, like I said, I got another job. After 2 weeks, I resigned because of the flexibility, the fulfillment, and the pay. After a few months, I got another job. After a few weeks, I got another job. I didn't bother starting that one. I just said, this is not for me. So when I got this 70k pay job, and that was with Diamond Bank then. You can see my story from see where I started. So I ended up in the bank. So I was working as payment deployment officer then in Diamond Bank, and I was earning good money, 70k. I mean, I was having ND, and so it got to a stage after 2 years or getting close to 3 years. That was during pandemic 2020, and I started some things, and I was doing some things for myself, and I was like, wow, are you sure this thing you are doing is are you sure this thing you are doing you will continue like this? Then that was when I realized I need to resign again, and I resigned, and I have no regret resigning from that place since then. I've not gotten any other job. In fact, I've not put out my CV since then.
Since when? Come here.
Since 2020.
So for the past 6 years, you've not put out your CV.
I've not put out my CV.
So how have you been surviving?
I've not submitted CV to anywhere since 2020, and I've been surviving. I've been living I'm getting what some people outside there, some people who are working 9 to 5 day and night, I'm getting what they're getting legitimately. So it's all about you understanding what you want for yourself. It was that 2020 I realized that this job I was even doing, I was earning 70k, and I thought I was earning something. Though the money was much, do you understand? And it was useful.
That thing, yeah.
As I was a big boy. Because it was when I got the job, I had to return for my HND, and I was running the job alongside with my HND. So in my class, I was a big boy there now. This respect, and not even in where I came from, I was a big boy. So they respect me a lot, but I understand what I was looking for. Do you get? So I just have to resign from that place as well, and I started something else, and God has been faithful since then.
Okay. So before we actually go into what you did between 2020 and now,
okay,
let me ask you a question, because one of the things you said is lack of fulfillment, right? And it's not possible that, of course, that you left the job or those jobs without you having faith.
It's not possible.
It's not. I believe it's not possible.
It's not possible. So, I'm a man of faith.
Okay, good. So at that point, for some person that may be listening to this podcast right now, how can it be balanced? Because some people, like, they leave a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had faith to them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they look back over the years, they regretted the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There are some people, and we're talking about finances, we're talking about job stability. And right, there are some people that are just like you, and they make headway. What is the balance? What is the difference between, okay, this is what I'm doing, I just look like this is, I have faith, I just have this conviction, right? And some people like, that was reckless, that was stupid, that was foolish, I should not have done that, right? So what is the balance? What are the differences, in your opinion, about those two?
You say the differences is, like I said, I'm a man of faith, and I have someone who is leading me, and that person is God. What I think what works for me is, I believe, or let me say, I understand what God has in stock for me. So one thing is to understand what God has in stock for you. Another thing is to walk in alignment to that thing. God can tell you that you will be great, you will be big. If you are working in contrast to that thing that God has said, you won't get it right, even if the prophecy has been said. Do you understand? Even if you have seen the vision. So what works for me is me walking in alignment. What works for me is alignment. I know what God wants for me, and I understand what I want. So what I want is in correlation with what God wants for me. Do you understand? So me taking those decisions is a very hard decision, because I've advised, I've discussed with a lot of people, and based from my own experience, I've advised, and some of the things that work even outside faith, I've told them concerning my own story, and they still find it difficult. It's a very hard decision to take in this country. You are going to leave a job that you've not gotten another one. Even if you have faith, Even if you are a man of faith, you will still think it twice that God, are you sure I'm not going to suffer this thing? So I understand what I was looking for. I understand what God has for me. And I understand the process I'm going to go through. I subjected myself to that process. And this is going to bring me to this statement that everything in this life is process. You see, those days that I was at home not doing anything, suffering, I'll put it like that, not having anything to spend day and night, is my day of process. Like I was just in the process of getting to where God was taking me to. Do you understand? So I summarize it to process, and you understanding what God have in stock for you. Once you understand what is in stock for you, then the next thing you need to look out for is the process. Just know that it will be difficult. It will not be that easy. Do you understand? So I think I've answered the question.
Yes, you have. But even before we even go to discuss about something else, okay, you spoke about alignment.
Yeah.
And for one thing that for me that I've realized that has kept me going is that the way we view success, this is just going to somewhere else now.
Okay.
The way someone views success, or the way we men view success, the way from the way God views success.
Of course.
And success is, in God's eyes, is alignment to His will.
Of course.
Right. So you've spoken about alignment, or you knew rather that this is what God wants for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what God wants for me. And I am aligned towards, I make sure that I am aligned to His will. So which in a way speaks as to your success story to this point.
Of course.
Right. So at some point in your process, you were going through process, even up to now. Okay, even when it comes to your job stability.
Of course.
Have there been any financial risk you took that you regretted it?
Financial risk I took that I regretted. I think it was just one. And that one, the one is because I refused to listen to what God was saying. That was the only financial risk I took that I knew I regretted. It was just one.
Can you please just share, lead us through this process?
It is about me having someone to invest in what I was doing.
Okay.
I think that happened 2 years ago. That was 2024 to 2025. So, this guy came and said he wanted to invest in what I was doing and all. To me, it looks like an opportunity to expand, to upgrade. Do you understand? So I wanted to leverage on his finances to upgrade my portfolio and all. But God, I wasn't paying attention to what God was saying. So that was the only thing I picked, or let me say I jumped on, that I regretted, because the outcome was serious. The outcome of everything was so serious.
And you got your hands burnt, obviously.
Of course.
Okay, and you learned.
I'm here to recover from it.
Wow. Interesting.
It is still fresh. I'm here to recover from it, but God is taking absolute control.
I think I understand what you're saying. But so let's just go back to your story. As 2020, we were still schooling rather.
Of course.
At that time, and you left the banking job.
Of course.
And you're still in school.
Of course.
And
I left the banking job. Yes, I was still in school.
You're still in school.
Yes.
Did you get a job? Did you have like a backup?
Okay, yes. Let me just explain the process. I actually had a shift in mind during that pandemic. That was when I had a shift in mind that I think there is more for me than this that I'm doing presently. So this is what happened. While I was running that job and I was schooling, I started this banking agency business. Do you get? I started this banking agency business. In fact, that was what led me into business. I started banking agency business because I quite understand that I can't just keep expecting money once in a month. Do you get? So, I work for 30 days and get paid once. It's not cool with me. So I just said, let me start something, and I started a banking agency business. And I was running the banking agency business, which is this common POS people are doing now. So I had an outlet then. I had a 2 outlet and I employed 2 guys. So I was just overseeing the business and all sort of things like that. I was doing them. Aside that, I started a freelancing business as well. So I was taking gigs online, but I was not that serious with that freelancing business because the banking job, the banking agency I was running, and schooling was way too much for me. Do you understand? So I couldn't focus more on that freelancing. So when 2020 came during the pandemic, and I had time to explore, I was just at home and exploring a lot of things. Then I discovered I need to leave this job to focus on this freelance and this what's it called? This banking agency. So when I resigned from my banking job, it was that banking agency business that sustained me while I was still trying to gain my feet in the freelance world. So it was that banking agency's business that sustained me. So that was what I was feeding on. That was what I was banking on then. So when I got my feet in freelance world, I had to stop the banking agency too because it's taking my time. It's not, I was not able to focus on what was fetching me more. So I had to quit it to focus on what was fetching me more. So that was it.
And that was what you'll be doing to this point.
That was what I've been doing to this point.
One thing I would like for you to mention, I would love for you to do justice to it. And it just kept ringing in my head. Well, as to when we were speaking as regards alignment, right? Don't you think, do you think rather that faith has a role to play in finances? Because sometimes many people will say, what you need is a financial plan. Okay, thankfully now, you are a business person.
Of course.
You've got inflow, you have your expenditure, and you do not in any way expecting like a monthly, you get what I'm saying? So, what role does faith play when it comes to your finances? Or not just your finances, or it's just, I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I perfectly understand. You see, the roles of faith in finances, not just mine, but I'm going to start from mine generally, is that number one thing you need to do is that you need to have a plan. But your plan must be in alignment to what God is asking you or asking from you. If God is asking you to spend, for example, if God is asking you to spend less and so more, that is what God is asking from you. So you have to do what? You just have to plan around that. If God is asking you to spend more and so less, that is what God is asking from you. You have to do what? You have to plan around that. So your planning still surrounds what God is asking from you. You don't just plan with your wisdom. You don't just plan with your knowledge. You don't just plan with your what will I call it? You don't just plan ordinarily. You plan based on what God is requesting from you. And you planning based on what God is requesting from you is where faith comes in. Do you understand? Is where faith comes in, because you truly believe that this is what God is asking me to plan on. And if you key yourself into that thing, I believe you have exercised faith. Because the logical man will tell you that, okay, you have to do this and do this and do this. You have to keep it like this, keep it like that for you to get it right. But faith will tell you that, no, don't do it like that. This is how I want you to do it. Do you understand? So you keying yourself into that thing, into that thing that God is requesting from you is faith.
So you apply faith in your business?
I apply faith, of course.
So, if I get it correctly, you apply faith in your business. So that means for every step you take in your business, or when it comes to planning and execution, you ask God for everything.
I ask God for everything.
Interesting.
even though I'm not putting the place of equipping myself with necessary knowledge I need around that business. So I'm not putting it aside. I'm not even ignoring it at all. I will do the necessary things I need to do. But when it comes to the execution and planning, I will acquire the necessary knowledge I need to acquire. Do you understand? But when it comes to planning and execution, I'm going to ask God for the instruction. So when God is asking me to do something and I fail to acquire the knowledge, how would I even go ahead with it? Do you understand? So I would definitely do the necessary things I need to do, acquire the necessary knowledge I need to acquire around the business, and wait for God for instruction.
For you, there is no separation between spirituality and business.
There's no separation.
Okay. Now, you made mention that you are going to ask God for everything, right?
Course.
And you're also going to acquire necessary knowledge as regards your business.
Of course.
And one thing that we have seen over time, that may have played out over time, is this God mindset. Because you have many people that are spiritual and they're also business people. But in a way, there seems to be a limitation in their progress. Okay. Now, for you, is that the case? Let me be more explicit. In the sense that, was there any money belief system, that's regarding money that you had, like, let's say 5 years ago, 6 years ago, but you no longer have it now? Maybe life experiences have probably taught you that this is not how it goes.
I'm not sure. Okay, I don't.
Really? So for you, is there, like, for a general belief system, I think is wrong system that people have as regards money, especially as young people?
The general issues I have is, you see, money is a process. Just like what I said, money is a process. Do you understand? Or you want me to
please explain? Of course, please explain.
Okay. Looking at my story, I said I started from a particular job. Meanwhile, that was not the job I started with. When it comes to working, I started with a 12,000 naira pay back then in 2014. So looking at my story, looking at how I was moving, you see that there's a progress, because I understand that it is a process. The process of 14,000 naira ended, I moved to 15,000, 12,000 naira ended, I moved to 15,000 naira, right? The process of 15,000 naira ended when I know that no, this thing is no longer for me. Do you get? In my journey, there are points that I will discover that no, this thing is no longer for me. It is time for me to get more, because I know that no, I should have been getting more than this.
So, okay, for you, it is more or less like a knowing.
It is more or less, a knowing that no, this is not it anymore. I think it is time for me to shift.
And it has worked for you.
And it has worked for me.
It's quite surprising, because many people might want to argue with you. As regards, there are some people who tell you that, oh, you don't need spirituality when it comes to business. You don't need spirituality when it comes to financial stability. All you need is financial knowledge. Okay, if you're a business person, what you need is getting the necessary skills, getting necessary knowledge, as the case may be, or necessary certification, depending on what you are doing. And you just keep going like that. What is your take on all of this thing? Because one thing you mentioned that is consistent is convictions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is alignment. So you can say, yeah, and you having this knowing with you that
it's time for me to shift.
To just move.
It's time to move.
And it was born out of desperation.
All is not out of desperation.
Really?
All few are out of desperation, and some are not out of desperation.
Okay. So what is your thoughts as regards that?
You see, I started a series lately, and I was talking about healthy Christian living. You see, what it means or let me say, if I'm to define what healthy Christian living is you applying the principles of God to the things we do here on earth. There are principles for everything. The question you asked now, that some people would argue it with me that you don't need God, you need to, if you can plan well financially, you'll get it right. Of course, you'll get it right. But as a believer, understand that your own is different. Understand that your own is different. If you fail to get the necessary knowledge and you fail to apply the principles of God concerning that business, concerning that finances, you might not get it right. The worldly people can do it. Unbelievers can do it and get it right. They can escape. But I want you to understand that they are applying a principle. The principle might not be from God. It might be from another force.
So for you, common sense does not apply to business?
Common sense does not apply to business. It is principle. Either from God or from the other side. So you have to apply a principle. There are principles that governs everything. There are principles that govern everything. So if you want to get it right, you need to apply the right principle. And as a believer, this is a believer's show. As a believer, if you fail to apply the principle, you will not get it right. You might be looking at other people, unbelievers, that they are getting it right. Understand that they are applying a principle that you don't know. So the place of acquiring the necessary knowledge is there, and the place of acquiring, the place of principles, applying godly principles to is there.
Okay, what are the principles that govern you as regards your finances, as regards business?
The principles, I'm going to mention few. Number one is planning. You plan according to the will of God. You can see it in scripture. In the days of famine, God showed Joseph that this is what is going to happen. What did they do? They did not pray that God take this thing far away from us. They planned ahead. They asked God, what should we do? And they plan ahead. Can you get it clearly? When God showed some believers that, okay, this is what is going to happen, they will be like, I'm a Christian, this should not happen to me. So they will start praying when they need to ask God, okay, God, how do I plan ahead of this? How do I plan against this? So some things in finances doesn't respond to prayer, and some respond to prayer. So you have to know what to do, how to do, and when to do. Do you understand? You have to know what to do, how to do, and when to do. I'm still talking on the principles. Do you get? So when you know what to do, you know that it is time for you to plan. Okay, how do I plan? What do I plan? Do you get?
Right.
So if God is asking you to sow seed and harvest time, there is a period to sow, there is a period to harvest. So the sowing might not be you giving, or you giving to a particular ministry. It might be you dedicating your time to learn what God is asking you to learn concerning that business.
So for some people, they are engaging in a spiritual ministry of giving.
Do you understand?
Some people, they are investing time in
learning.
Right.
So all these things are principles. We have many and many like that.
So what has been governing you as a Christian that is having a sustainable income is that you give.
I invest time in I invest time in knowledge, and I give both my time to acquire more knowledge.
I'm thinking of something, right? Now, this just to take away from time and from the principles now. And my mind just went back to when you said that process, as regards money being a process. I want to believe that there are some people that will be listening to this, and they are business people.
Of course.
Was there any stage in your business you were like, I think I should just go back because they were not, let me use what say, or they were not inflow. Like, because every entrepreneur, those who don't have a 9 to 5 job, have stories for days to tell you.
Of course.
Days they are crying, days they are stressed, days that they are questioning their belief or convictions as regards what they are doing. Days they were just like, they just shut down, just can't leave me alone. You get it? So as regards that, for you, did your, of course it's a process for them. Some call it a process. But for you, did you get to that point? Or you just prepare, okay, let me just, or it's a process? I'm trying to put the question right, but I'm sure you get what
I perfectly get what you are saying. So this is it. You see, in my journey, there are days of even months that I won't get anything. But there is this thing that has been driving me, that has kept me in motion. If God has used this thing to provide for me before, then He can still use it. So I've never thought of going back. If it is consistent, if it is persisting, the only thing I will ask God, is it time for me to shift? Because in business, let me tell you this, in business, there are cycles in business. There are cycles, and I think we have 5 cycles also. So you have to understand all these things as a business person.
Please share with us the cycles.
The conceptualization stage, whereby you receive the idea. The launching stage, whereby you start the idea. The growing stage, whereby you are moving from a phase to another phase. And that's 3, right?
Right.
The decline stage, whereby what you are doing is no longer bringing you anything, due to saturation, due to markets, change in markets and some other factors. So decline stage, you see that decline stage, it is in that decline stage you will start thinking, should I continue this? Should I invest the same time I've been investing on this thing? Should I continue investing it on it, or I should get something else, or I should divert, or I should, add something else? Do you understand? So decline stage, after decline stage, then you get to the peak stage. The peak stage is the stage whereby the things will no longer be working due to probably change in the market. Do you understand? For example, there are a time in the past, there is a way they do write. Now that it is AI, that writing gigs is no longer selling like that. Organic writing gigs is no longer selling like that. AI is now in turn, and everybody is running to AI because AI will do it faster, lesser. So for a Christian, you need to understand all this phase. Once you understand all this phase, you'll be able to approach God. That God, are you saying what is happening? Is it that this business is now that's the edge we have as a Christian?
Yeah.
Do you understand? That's the edge we have as a Christian. So you need to understand the cycle. If the cycle is going out gradually, is winding out gradually, then you need to do what? You need to step up. If you are to add something, or if you are to divert. Do you understand? So that is it.
What you shared now is making me remember so many things.
Okay.
More or less like a prophetic edge that a believer has.
Yeah.
So, for instance, there may be a time that you may be required by God to go learn a new skills.
Of course.
And you just might not in any way know why you are learning the skills.
Of course.
Then all of a sudden you just shift.
Of course.
And there's an illustration you gave now that I remember, when you're saying that this is no longer fetching me stuff again. What is going on? And one thing I've come to realize that many times is that not just in business, but in also other aspects of our lives, is that the faithfulness of God is the confidence we have for the future. The faithfulness of God in the past is the confidence that we have in the future. So the question is, has God been faithful in the past?
Yes, he has been faithful.
Then that means if he has been faithful, then the confidence, that is the confidence or the assurance I need
To move on.
to move on forward. And you now made mention of an interesting example as regards AI, for instance. So that means God can say, go learn something else,
Of course.
even before the invention of AI. And now that there's AI, you can be told, now for your finance to move now, okay, you go to God in place of prayer. The way it is now, job cannot come in from this area again due to invention of technology, which is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So in what way can I, or what's the next step to take? So that means as a believer, we have what is called the prophetic advantage
Yeah, the prophetic advantage.
in business, in our school, in whatever.
In anything we are doing. In anything we are doing. Let me just share something interesting with you. You know, when I started freelancing, and I started with Lego writing. And what do we do then? What we do is that we are going to get all these terms and conditions that product uses, website uses. We were the one behind it. So that's what we just. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a legal practitioner. But by the help of God, I was able to get few bucks from it. So it got to a stage where the thing is no longer flowing as it ought to. Then God was happening. Then God opened my eyes to another thing to venture into, which is still that same writing, but not legal again, which is ebook writing. Then I started ebook writing. It goes on and on and on and on like that. It got to a stage where the ebook writing is no longer coming in. Then God showed me something else to do. And I would like to tell you this: for everything that God was showing me, God was asking me to do, He has put resources in strategic places for me even before. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I mean human resources in strategic places. When I started ebook writing, I was not fluent in writing. But there's a way I go about it, and I could make thousands of bucks from it. Do you understand?
Right.
So there are human resources and other resources in strategic places that God has provided even before He opened my eyes to it. So if I fail to ask God what's happening concerning Lego writing, and the resources He was putting in place even before He showed me, if I've misbehaved, when He eventually showed me, it is two-way things. It's either I refuse to see what God was showing me, or when He eventually showed me and I saw it, I will be stranded. I won't have anybody to help me to go about it. Do you understand? To run it. So these are the things.
Right. And even before we bring this episode to a close, there is something I would love for you to chip in. Is that of the one thing that is a common occurrence that we have now, and it has to do with money. By money, I mean every young person, of course, we need money, but there's this desire for us to want to get more, acquire more. And you've spoken about process. Shouldn't we have an ambition, even especially business? Shouldn't we have the desire, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I want to get, as regards business, as regards our finances, as regards whatever job we're doing or whatever part of business we're doing. Maybe it has to do with production, or we are just in terms of distribution, or probably we are just in the part where we just do one of things just to make ends meet. And of course, we are doing it to make ourselves better, to make our lives better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the goal of business is to make money. What can you say as regards the will I call it an obsession, or will I call it an ambition, or a desire to have money? Because it seems as though there are certain people that it's way above normal.
You can come again.
Okay, so there is let me say a pandemic now, for instance.
Okay.
As regards young people, especially from this side of the world,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to get money so quick, is it a bad thing or is it a good thing? Why I'm saying so is because there are people that have become entrepreneur since they were young for sake of money, which is a good thing, right? And there are some that they are not entrepreneur, but they want money, especially just to get themselves going. What do you have to say about that thing? The desire, the ambition, all of the stuff.
You see, I will just answer with this. It is money is good, is a tool. We need to understand that money is a tool. But as good as it is, if you are running after making it very fast, you will not get it. Remember I said money is a process.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking you are going to start today and you want to get it today, you cannot. You can't. It's a process. You need to go through the process. And if you are not, if you are not well polished in the place of process, you won't get it. I understand the fact that there are a lot of bills for you on the table to settle. But also understand that you can't get this thing very quick. Okay, let's take 9 to 5 job as an example. If you have to work 9 to 5, you have to work 30 days before you can get paid. Right?
Yeah.
Do you get the picture?
Mm-hmm.
If you are working 9 to 5, you want to take a 9 to 5 job. They won't pay you first. You have to work first. You see, that work is the process. You have to work for 30 days first before getting paid. So why would you want to start a business? Why would you want to have a well-balanced, or let me call it, why would you want to have a balanced financial life and thinking of money first? It's a wrong thing. It's a wrong thing. And this will bring me to the conclusion of, I always advise people, if you know that you cannot endure the process of a business, don't start. It is better you stick to 9 to 5. But understand that 9 to 5 you are going into, you will still have to work before you get paid. So which means you will still have to subject yourself to a process before making that money. But the assurance you have is that after 30 days you will get it. So it is better you stick to it so you'll be able to settle your bills. But business, you cannot predict business. You cannot predict your finances when running a business, when being an entrepreneur. You cannot predict it. Like I said, there are months that I won't have any time with me. A gig like this, I won't see any gig. And the days I'm going to have it, it will be in abundance, it will be surplus. But the days that nothing is coming in, what am I doing? I'm not just sitting down expecting, folding my hands. I'm engaging in some other things that will yield. Do you understand? So money is a process. We just have to correct it, say it point and blank, or how do they say it? Let's say it. Let's be factual with it. Money is a process. If you are in need of the money, you can't get it the moment you need it. You can't just do your hand like this and get it immediately. So we have to correct that notion, erase it in your mind. If you are listening to this presently and you are thinking money is something you can just get anytime you need it, you've not gotten to that stage. You will still go through the process. So that's it.
When are we going to say, when can someone expect that this will be the end of the process? And secondly, at the end of the process, can we say what is even the essence of the process itself?
You see, process is a continuous action. Don't expect that it's going to come to an end. If you want it to come to an end, then you don't want to make money. Do you understand? You don't want to make anything for a living then. So process is a continuous action. Once you stop a cycle, another cycle begins. It's just like a chapter. What you experience in chapter 1 might not come in chapter 2. So it's a continuous action. Have that at the back of your mind. And the essence of the process is for you to have a good life. That's just it. That's the best word I can use to describe the essence of the process. It's for you to have a good life. It's for you to have a balanced life. It's for you to have a well-balanced life. I mean, as a Christian, you go through the process. At the end point of the process, or in the process of the process, you get something tangible out of it.
Right. So thank you very much for your time. And this is like the last question I would ask. Okay. For everyone that is tired of what they are earning. They are tired of their present situation due to their finances. What do you, or would you love to, what advice would you love to give?
Okay. The advice I will give to such set of people is, number one, understand what God wants for you. I want to explain it very brief. I don't want to take more
No, please
time.
take your time and just
You
go
see,
ahead.
what we are discussing basically is around business and finances, right?
Mm-hmm.
In business and finances, there is nothing like these are the set of people that are making it more. You can be in 9 to 5 and be fulfilled. You can be a career person and be fulfilled. You can be a professional and be fulfilled. And you can be an artisan and be fulfilled. It all depends on where God wants you to operate. Do you understand? So if someone is listening to me presently and is tired of his current earning, one thing you need to understand first is that where is presently operating, is it where God wants him to operate? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Is he operating in the right place? That's the first thing you need to deal with first. So once he's done with that, then he asks for direction. After asking for direction, another part you will need to play if you are listening is that many of the decisions you will take will not be easy. It won't come softly.
Very true.
You can imagine me leaving a job. There's something I didn't talk. I didn't mention while I was telling my story. While I was working, I was cutting in a place. I didn't have a house of my own. No. I was cutting in a place while I was working for that 15,000 naira. So imagine me quitting that 15,000 naira job. Me that I was cutting, and I was trying to look for money to get a place for myself. And
no assurance,
the decision,
no backup, nothing.
The decision, the only time I knew I had a backup was 2020. That I mentioned that before I resigned my job, I already created 2 things to sustain me. Do you understand? To sustain me through the process. That was the only time I knew I had a backup. But imagine, so me leaving that kind of job, me that I was cutting, now resigning that, this is it, this is that. It is insane. It is insane. So you have to take some insane move.
Level of insanity.
To be honest. And I think that is what faith entails. That is what faith is all about. You can imagine, how do I explain? Okay. You can imagine, let me use this story. The wedding at Canaan. When it got finished, right?
Yeah.
Instead, the logical man, the literal man will do what? We go to the market to go and get more wine. And Jesus told them, filled the drum with water. That's
It's not insane.
It's insane. A normal human being will look at, what are you trying to do? Instead of you to give us money to go and buy this thing. So it's insane. But the mother of Jesus told them, anything they ask you to do, just do it, which means exercise your faith. That's your faith. When he's asking you to drop this thing, drop it. He knows more than you. So some of the things he's going to be asking you to do, some of the decisions you will be taking will not be, it won't be a normal decision. It won't be a normal decision. Because people will criticize you. Understand that in this kind of economy now, you have a job or you have a business and God is asking you to stop that thing. Let me share this. Before we start the show, I was talking about having a Bible study channel and all. There was something I was planning to do as touching finances. And God said, no, I should stop it. I should put it on hold. And I should start the Bible study channel. This is me. I need money. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I need money. I want to start this thing. And it is what I've done for several people before. So let me start this thing by myself and do it by myself and gain traction by myself. Instead of me doing it for people and get paid, let me do it for myself and be distributing it. And God said I should put it on a hold and start a Bible story channel. Can you see that it's not logical?
Right.
So some of the things God is going to take from you, some of the decision you will be taking will not be easy. It will not be an easy one. It will not be easy at all. It will be insane. There will be some level of insanity there, some level of unseriousness there, some level of criticism there. They will tell you he doesn't know what he was doing. Do you understand? So that's my advice.
To be very honest, I've learned quite a lot from this episode. Because one thing that is necessary that in a way we enforce is the need to be aligned with God.
Be aligned with God.
And God is not just interested in our work with Him, but He's also interested in our businesses. He's also interested in our finances. And every Christian, irrespective of whatever field they are in, have a prophetic advantage.
That's it.
And that's what has worked for you, and it's still working for you.
For me.
And it's definitely still going to work for you. And
I wish we had more time because I was going to ask how you were able to. But let me just clear as I'm done.
Okay.
Because of time.
Okay.
Because I know you are quite busy. So yeah, how were you able to deal with people when you made those decisions, especially the one that is not logical? Especially when you have to do with people that you love, people that were not spiritual. Right? Because if it's spiritual people, they of course they will understand what you're saying. But those are not spiritual. You love them, they love you. They could be friends, like family. How were you able to deal with them? In terms of how do you expect people also to deal with them? Yeah.
You see, as a businessman, as a Christian running a business or living in alignment with God's will, you need wisdom. Just ask God for wisdom. And wisdom is going to direct you. That's the basic answer. But let's dig into it in you applying that wisdom. Number one thing is that you don't have to care about what people will say, regardless of how they love you. If I should tell you, I didn't tell you some story. When I got the 15k job that I said, I just finished with my ND. Let me just use this story to answer you. I just finished with my ND, and my mom runs a local restaurant. Do you understand? So she was expecting me to come home so I can be assisting her in that restaurant. And I said, no, I'm not coming. So she called a family meeting. You can ask my friend Justin, you can ask him. He knows about the story. So they called a family meeting and they said, this boy, he doesn't know what he's doing. If you understand Yoruba, you know how Yoruba mother does, they behave now. He's not merciful. This and that, saying a lot of things. You know what I said? I said, this is what I want to do. Just allow me to do it. Now, they didn't allow me. What I did was very crazy. I just picked up my bag that day. No, I didn't pick up my bag. I just told her one day that I'm coming. I'm going out. And for complete 2 weeks, I off my phone. I didn't reach out to her. I didn't reach out to anybody. And for that 2 weeks, it's not that I have something I was doing where I was. I was just looking for how I can get a job, so I'll be able to go back home and tell them that me, I've gotten a job in so place. So at least, do you understand? At least if I should return home with something that I've gotten a job, you can't tell me not to work. So I didn't get a job for the space of that 2 weeks. Then I returned home. He said they've been calling me. I said, oh, I'm so sorry, my phone was bad and sort of things like that. But what's the issue? I said, well, I've gotten a job, and it was that job that kept me busy for that period of time. I was so sorry that I couldn't reach out to you at the appropriate time. Do you understand?
Right.
And they called another family meeting. So in that meeting, the conclusion was that leave him. He wants to start his life. So since then, the respect, there's this level of respect I have gained since then. So even when I was going through a lot, I will barely discuss with them that this is what I was going through. Do you understand? So I didn't put my life in their hand in such a way that they will be able to dictate at every now and then for me. Do you get?
Yeah.
So when I eventually left for the job I said I have started though. Meanwhile, there was no job anywhere. Also continue. So I returned to that same place and I was scouting for job. So while I was even scouting for job, there was no day I picked my phone to tell them, hello, I'm hungry. Like I was, the reason why you respect people's opinion is because of what they've done for you. You'll be like, this person has tried for me, and it won't be okay for me to not to listen to what he or she is saying. But when I was hungry, I didn't call you that I was hungry. When I didn't have anything on me to, for transport fare, I didn't call you that I didn't have transport fare. I would rather walk to where I was going or look for money elsewhere, do many things I can do just to be able to ensure that I have what is going to sustain me. So while I was going through all these things, I won't call you to tell you that Ejo, please, I can't bear this anymore. So it is very easy for me to let go of anything I want to let go when God is telling me to let go. So I won't even respect their opinion, because while I was hungry, when nothing was coming in, you didn't give me anything. Do you understand? So to me, that's the wisdom I applied.
Somebody else, they'll need to pray for wisdom.
Somebody else will need to pray for wisdom. So that's the wisdom I applied. I won't bother you to I quite understand the question very well. I've seen some people that will be like, okay, I have a guy that his father is expecting him to come and become a pastor at home after his schools, after his degree. And this guy, that's not what God is telling him. And this guy struggle a lot with this. I told him, I said, see, if you want to be free from this, what worked for me, if you can apply it, it's going to work for you. Just shun them. Don't bother asking them anything. Just live your life the way God wants you to live it. Don't look up to them for anything. God will provide for you elsewhere. So the moment you start, selling your how will I put it? It's just like you selling yourself to them. The moment you start selling yourself to them, when you're about to make some decisions that is insane, you will not be able to make it.
Right.
So you just have to pray for wisdom and apply it correctly. So that was what worked for me, and I hope if one or two people listening to this facing this kind of thing can apply it, I hope it works for them as well.
Definitely would. So thank you very much. And to be quite honest, I have learned quite a lot of things, and I believe that the story is inspirational. Yeah, and of course you are coming from a side that is not popular, right? That's what even makes it quite inspirational, especially for those that are Christians. I do get what you're saying, and I'll say thank you for making out time. Thank you very much.
Thank you for reaching out.
For what you've said, and by God's grace, we trust that God will lift us more, and His will be revealed.
Amen.
For our lives.
Amen.
Right. So thank you very much, and I'm really glad to have you here.
Thank you for reaching out.